An election year sweetener rather than a sugar rush. It doesn't come into effect until April next year. Our Deputy Political Editor Chris Bramwell begins our coverage tonight.
On April the 1st, the two lower tax thresholds will increase. The $14,000 threshold will lift to $22,000 and the $48,000 threshold to $52,000. The Working for Families tax credit is being changed, so it's the same regardless of the child's age. The eldest child will still get a higher rate, but younger children will all receive the same. The Finance Minister, Stephen Joyce, says the package is a significant boost for people on low incomes.
It's expected that this package will lift at least 20,000 households above the threshold of severe housing stress and reduce the number of children living in families that receive less than half of the median income by around 50,000.
The independent earner tax credit has been axed, but Stephen Joyce says those people will benefit from the tax threshold changes. The accommodation supplement is also going up by an average of $36 per week, along with a boost for the student accommodation benefit of up to $20 per week. The Labour Party leader Andrew Little says this is an election year bribe budget. He says the government has shortchanged health, education and failed to address one of the most pressing issues facing New Zealanders today, the shortage of housing.
The biggest health risk this nation faces today is the amount of fudge being rammed down New Zealanders' throats they're expected to take in this budget, and it's not good enough.
The Green Party co-leader James Shaw says the budget will make little difference to the lives of those who need it the most, and no difference at all for the environment.
And after 9 years of making lives harder for low-income families, now, in an election year, National makes yet another headline-grabbing announcement to make it look like they're doing something about it.
The budget also allocates $205 million of new money over the next 4 years for social housing. Of that, about $175 million will go into emergency and transitional housing. More than $500 million of new money will be invested into New Zealand's rail network, including $450 million into Kiwi Rail and almost $100 million into Wellington's Metro rail network. The first tranche of funding for Auckland City Rail Link was also confirmed, with $436 million over 4 years of new money. The Prime Minister Bill English earlier delivered Stephen Joyce a steak and cheese pie in what's become a National Party Budget Day pie tradition. In Parliament, he congratulated his Finance Minister on what he said was a budget that could only be delivered by a national-led government.
We're confident about New Zealand, about the growing assurance of its place in the world. Mr. Speaker, we're confident about our increasingly respected economic performance.
The Treasury is forecasting stronger economic growth in the budget for the years ahead, but it warns there are threats, including a rise in global protectionism, debt-fuelled growth in China, and the effect of rising interest rates on the housing market in New Zealand. Atu i te whare pārimata mō te hōtaka o te ahiahi nei, ko Chris Bramwell aho.